Hey, this is Molly McCord, and welcome to my in-depth video teachings on my 12th book, The Truth Always Rises, where I'm looking at individual teachings in this book and doing a deeper dive with you to explain more of the information and to make it applicable for your life. So in this video, we're looking at chapter 7, which is the soul purpose question. One of the biggest questions people have, something everybody wants to know. It's almost like, tell me what my soul purpose is, and then I can get on with my life. But I want to explain the difference between your soul purpose and your life purpose, because they're related and they're connected, but they're two different intentions. So first of all, this is based on the understanding that we are spiritual beings having a human experience, and my spiritual perspective is very open, and it's the fact that that God, spirit, source, the universe is open and available to all of us, and that we're all connected to this energy innately. It's who we are. And so based on that, this is explaining it more with that understanding to ensure that you resonate with that definition and that it's right for you. Your soul purpose is really quite simple, and it's actually something that unites all of us, which is simply to be a grander vessel of unconditional love as human beings. And then think of that as a big umbrella understanding, right? Well, then there's so many different ways we can do that. And that's what people typically want to understand. Well, okay, then tell me specifically how to do that. So we can do a deeper dive into this topic. However, I think that the best way to answer it is for you to have more of a one-on-one consultation so that you can get that specific answer for yourself. This is more of the general understanding of how it works. So the soul purpose is energy-based. It's an energy-based experience, and it's related to unconditional love. And that's basically to upgrade all areas of your life to unconditional love. Now, Spirit, God, Source, the universe doesn't have judgment around that in terms of the time it takes or how we choose to do that, or when we choose to do that. It's very open. It's a white blank page of how does that work for you, and how do you bring that into your world and into your life. And that's meant to be supportive energy. That's meant to be do it as you feel is right for you. You can't do it wrong. For the sole purpose of bringing in more unconditional love into your world and into your life, you can't do it wrong. And so again, there's no judgment around the how. But what happens is that, we can understand that conceptually, and then we have triggers and we have fears. And those are exactly the areas that need to be worked with. And it can take a long time. It can be something you work on for years. In another video I did, I talked about the ego and the healthy ego and the unhealthy ego, or the false self, and how you might work with your ego in getting to a better, healthier place with it for decades. And that's all with the intention of incorporating greater love into your sense of self. And so the soul purpose is understanding that it usually is something we work on throughout our lives, and that it's something that stems from the same intention, because it stems from the highest possible energy, which is love, unconditional love. And that can challenge our ego, our mental minds. It can challenge parts of our lives to be that, to incorporate that, to integrate it. So the soul purpose question is really quite simple. And it's important to know that that's the driving intention behind it. Now, the other part of this is the life purpose question. And that can be much more specific. So the life purpose is actually more action-based, and it's tied to a passion that you have. And it's tied to something that you can contribute or create or explore or offer. How you can be of service back to humanity. We all can do that. And it can be in grand ways, it can be in small ways, it can be in so many different capacities. So the life purpose question is about what you're doing here in your physical self to contribute back in some manner. Now, this does not have to be a job or your profession, meaning you might not get paid for this. It could just be something that is so important to you. It could be that part of your life purpose is living a holistic lifestyle. And what does that mean? And how does nutrition and perhaps yoga or meditation play into that? And how do you then take that and offer it back and educate other people or be of service? That can be part of your life purpose, as one example. The life purpose does involve work on some level and involves a time. You put time into it. It's part of your lifestyle. It's part of how you invest your time, how you spend your time. Perhaps it takes time to learn, to master it, to get better at it. But the life purpose can be outside of your everyday job. But it's meant to help you feel on target, if you will, with your truth, with who you believe yourself to be, with what